press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. We are today beginning another chapter from your text, and that's Watchman of the Lake. Now this is a drama or a play as such, where you have a lot of characters and we have different scenes in different parts which we are going to deal separately. 5 scenes altogether. So we'll go in detail line by line and understand what's actually happening in this drama. Before that, this is written by R.K. Narayan. I would like you to know certain things about R.K. Narayan first, okay? He was an Indian author who has made his name through a lot of books that he has written. Now, his contribution in Indian English literature has been commendable. If you read R.K. Narayan's books, they have a lot of depth. The language that is used is also very simple, easy to comprehend, and you can make good use of those books for your vocabulary and certain other things. Alright, now he was born on the 10th of October 1906 and he lived up to 13th May 2001. He was an English author. He has written fiction works, okay, series of books of people and the interactions that he made with a lot of people and in an imagined town, and that is Malgudi. Okay, if you have heard about Malgudi days, that's an imaginary town that he wrote, but a wonderful story if you read. Now, he is one of the important figures or leading figures in Indian English literature, along with other writers like Mulk Raj Anand and Raja Rao. So his contribution has also been added into a greater form into English literature, Indian literature in English. Okay, so he has brought the Indian literature in English to a very greater level that people in India also have started to appreciate, as well as people worldwide have been of great fan of R.K. Narayan. So he is regarded as one of India's greatest English novelists. If you get a chance, please go and read certain of R.K. Narayan's books, and they will really help you. Okay, he rarely wrote plays, but the present one is to be like a dramatized version of a short story that is written, that is The Watchman. Now this is a dramatized version of The Watchman, and it is titled to be The Watchman of the Lake. We have certain people, we have certain things in and around us who have taken R.K. Narayan to be a good man whose stories have a lot of value. If you get a chance, I would like you to read certain of his books which you can make good use of, okay? Now, in this play, we'll go line by line and understand what is Narayan wanting us to know and how is he trying to make us understand the story in a dramatized form. Alright, now a few of R.K. Narayan's books I would like you to read is Swami and His Friends, The English Teacher, Bachelor of Arts, okay, so Malgudi Days, and certain other books, The Guide, okay, then The Vendor of Sweets, The Financial Expert, so many other books, Malgudi Ki Kahaniyan, all these are categorized as R.K. Narayan's books, okay, so you may, The Dark Room, I can give you more names, okay, then Waiting for Mahatma Ka Intezar, alright, so many other books, you can just list it down on the internet for your references. Alright, now we'll move into the play. I want you to take page number 59 and follow your copies as I'm going to read it for you, and we'll have an explanation side by side. Alright, now there is a reference to this story in a way where there are different characters. We'll know the characters line by line, but a basic story revolving around a lake and a watchman who is the keeper of the lake. So it's being titled as Watchman of the Lake, and then it goes on for generations, and we'll see which generation takes up the responsibility of the lake and how it's being cursed or how it's being blessed. Everything in detail is being given in this play. Now I want you to know the characters first. Dramatis persona is the characters of the play, alright. Personalities of the character, personalities of the drama, I'm sorry. So characters in the play. Now follow your copies in page number 59. Okay, we are going to begin. So there's a village headman, alright. Then there is a king. So Mara is the watchman of the lake. So the name of the watchman is Mara. Then Ganga is the Mara's son. Okay. Son is Ganga's son. So 3 generation. Mara, his son is Ganga. Ganga's son is not named, so you say son. And Bhima is a road worker, and there are many other supporting characters. Alright. Okay. Now there is an introduction given for you and a little of a background which you have to know before you get into scene 1. Alright, we shall read that. On the eastern base of Baba Budan Hills in Karnataka state, there is an obscure little place now called Sakkarepatna, which at one time, 1,000 or more years ago, was the capital of a king called Rukmangada. Okay, Rukmangada. Alright. Now, in Karnataka state, in Baba Budan Hills, there was a place which is now called as Sakkarepatna, but many years ago, it was the capital of the king, Rukmangada. Okay? Yes, Rukmangada. Alright. In this center of the town, there is a shrine which is dedicated not to distant gods or heroes, but to a rustic who is the watchman of the lake called Ayankere, 4 miles from the town. Okay? Now there is a lake called Ayankere which is 4 miles from the town, and this lake is not dedicated to any of the gods or any heroes who have done a lot of good things. No, not to any one of them, but to a rustic. A rustic is a person who is belonging to the countryside, okay, rural life, rustic, something little old. Okay, a lake called Ayankere, 4 miles from the town. For the purpose of this little drama, let us call him Mara, which is as good as any other name handed down to us by tradition. So the writer tells us, we'll name the watchman of the lake as Mara. So that's a name that we have, the writer has coined for him. Alright, scene 1. A village at the foot of a hill, road menders at work. Okay, now there is a village which is at the foot of the hill, that is just below the hill. This is the foot of the hill. Now it's a hill, you think, foot of the hill is here. There is a village, alright. Okay, now there are road menders at work, those who are repairing the road. They are working there at the foot of the hill nearby this village. That's the scene 1. Alright. Village headman. Go on boys, go on with your work. The village headman says, go on boys, continue your work. Hey you Racha, why do you stand looking at the sky? So one of the workers. So he's telling, hey you Racha, what are you doing? Why are you looking at and wondering at the sky? Continue your work. You there, you wretched dog, I will push you into the stream if I catch you again gossiping with your neighbor. So he says, you wretched dog there, I will catch you. You don't keep looking at the sky there, but I will catch you if you're going to do and sitting and gossiping with your neighbors there, doing unnecessary things other than working. I'll catch you like that. I will push you into the stream if I catch you again gossiping with a neighbor. So what does he warn him? I'll push you into the stream. You dwarf there, have you no better business than giggling and talking? So he says, so dwarf is a small little thing, small little person maybe. He says, don't you have any better thing than laughing and giggling? Okay, giggling sometimes don't you do in class and something happens, you are, with your neighbor sitting beside you, you're just giggling, okay? Slight laugh like giggling and talking. The road must be ready before the king arrives. Now who is arriving? The king is going to arrive and the road has to be ready. So the village headman is all in full force to finish the road, and he is ordering all his workmen. Just think for a moment, fools, how we should all look if the king suddenly came upon us. So he says, all you fools, if the king comes suddenly to us, what are we going to do? Can we sit looking at the sky, or can we sit gossiping with each other? No, we can't be doing. But what we should do? We should be working. So you don't be foolish enough. If the king can come anytime, because it's his kingdom. Alright? Okay. Just think. He will be here this time tomorrow. So the king is arriving tomorrow. Go on with your work, brother. Just go on. He is encouraging them. Continue. Anyway, what makes you all so merry? So he's asking, what's making you so happy? What's the reason for your happiness? Let me know and share the joke. Come here. So he says, teachers to say, isn't it, in class? Why are you laughing there? Come here and tell the joke. Everybody is going to laugh in the class. So the village headman is also going to tell the same thing. Come here and share the joke with us. Let me also have a share in your laugh. Why are you both laughing? Tell me, don't blink. What is it? He says, don't blink your eyes, but tell me what you're laughing at. Okay? What is it? He's questioning so that the village headman can also contribute into his laugh. Alright. Two timid voices. Okay? Slight voices that have come. Master, we are doing our work all right. But, okay. He says, Master, we are doing our work. But what's happening? He wants to say something. Okay? After that but, he wants to say something, but it's not said. Village headman. But what? He said, what? But what? Timid workman. It is Mara. The timid workman, okay, silent, sober man, he says, it is Mara. Headman. Mara, what about him? Is that lunatic anywhere here? Lunatic is a mad person, okay? He says, Mara has come. Why is that mad person coming? Over here. What about him? Timid workman. Yes, he was behind the rock and peeped at us. When you called, he ran away. So he was standing behind the rock and peeping, okay, slightly seeing what's happening. And when the village headman called Mara, he ran away, is what the workman tells the village headman. Alright, timid workman. He sprang off like a buck and ran up the hill, okay. He sprang up, he was peeping there. As soon as you called his name, he just ran away very fast up on the hill. Headman. Here. Stop all work. Put down your spades and crowbars and run and close around. Okay, I'll read it again. Put down your spades and crowbars and run and close around. Stop always out. Catch that thief and bring him here. So the village headman says, stop. All put your spades, put your crowbars. Crowbars are these three like a fork, okay? You just can pull out things, crowbars. Usually they do it in the villages to collect the leaves and other things. So run and close around. Stop always. So he says, stop all the ways everywhere. You must go and catch the thief. Who is the thief now he's being referring to? He's referring to Mara as the thief. Stun him with a blow if he resists. So give him one if he doesn't agree to come. Bring him at once. Go. He says, he's ordering now, the village headman is ordering, bring him at once, bring that thief over here, I want to see him, you must go now. Alright, move into page 61. The workmen throw down their implements and scatter about. They return crying, Master, here he is. Alright, so they have scattered, that is, they have just thrown their, whatever they were using, the implements, their spades and crowbars, and now they have scattered everything and they ran behind to catch whom? To catch Mara. So they are crying and coming. Crying is not this crying, but they're just shouting loudly and saying, Master, here he is. Alright. Headman. Mara, you worthless dog, have I not told you to keep away from here? So the village headman says, what a foolish person are you? Have I not told you that you shouldn't be here at any time when we are working? Mara. Yes, my master. He says, yes, of course, you told me that not to be here. Headman. What do you mean by coming here and disturbing my workmen? So he says, what business do you have to come here and disturb my people who are at work. Mara, I'm not disturbing them. I'm here on my own work. Let them go on with theirs. So he says, I'm not disturbing your workman. I'm just doing my work. I had my work on this way. So I'm going on doing my work. Let them do their work. Headman, don't talk of your work, fool. You are a lunatic. So the headman says, don't ever talk to me about your work. You are a madman. You are a foolish person. Know it? Don't imagine you have any kind of work. The only work you have now is to disappear. So what does he say? Do you know you're a madman? You're foolish? No. What work you have now? None of your work and none of your business is over here. The only work right now is to disappear from this place or disappear before my eyes. Mara, why so? Headman, don't ask. I have told you the reason 20 times. Okay, the headman says, I've told you the reason 20 times why you shouldn't be here and why you shouldn't disturb my workmen. The king is passing this way and I don't want him to know that our village has such fools as you. So what's the reason now? This was the reason that he told him 20 times that the king is going to pass that way and I don't want him to know that our village has such fools like you. So I don't want the king to know that you are such a foolish person in our village with the others. Mara, I don't feel I'm a fool. He says, I don't feel I'm foolish. Headman, now listen. Keep out of our view the next 2 days when the king passes this way and back. So he says, don't even have your appearance when the king is passing on this way for the next 2 days. Otherwise, I will have you locked up in the cellar behind the old temple. He says, I'll put you behind bars in that old temple, okay, cellar. He says, I will lock you up there in case I find you here when the king is arriving. Mara, I will sit there and pray. If that God in the temple thinks I have work to do, he will take me out. Alright, simple as that. Mara's answer is very polite. He says, no problem, you want me to put me in the cellar in the temple, no problem. I'll sit there and pray. If the God feels I have lot more better work to do, then God will remove me. He'll send somebody to remove me from that jail that you have put in. Headman, now get out of my presence. You fellows, why do you all stand up gapping at me? Okay, get on with your work. The headman is very aggressive now. He says, get out of my presence now. Go away from here. He says, he tells to the other workmen, what are you gapping at me, looking at me? What are you staring at me? Come on, finish your work. All right. Mara, once again, the goddess of the river came to me in my dream and said, the king is coming this way. Tell him about the tank. He will listen. Now, Mara has got a dream. Okay, now this dream is what takes us to the entire story. So you must concentrate on what that dream is. So there is a goddess who has come and she has told him that the king is going to come in this way and he should be told about the tank that is there in the village, and the king will obviously listen when he is being told about the tank in the village. Alright. So the headman, don't tell me that again. You and your dream. I feel tempted to kick you. So he says, go on. This is not my business. I don't want to listen to your foolish dreams of the tank. But this is, I want you to remember that dream, okay? And that will be taken into the story further. So the headman says, I don't want to listen to your dream anymore again. Just get out from here. He says, I feel tempted to kick you. He says, see the aggressiveness of the village headman. He's so angry when Mara is speaking to him. All right. Mara, what have I said to offend you so much, sir? So he says, what did I tell you? Why are you getting so angry? Why are you feeling so hurt? What is offending you about what I have spoken? Is there anything wrong? Are you jealous the goddess comes in to me rather than to you in your dream? He says, are you jealous? Are you not happy that the goddess is coming in my dream, or she should have come in your dream? Are you jealous that she doesn't come in your dreams? Shall I repeat the very words she uttered? So he is requesting again now politely and asking, shall I repeat the words what the goddess told me in my dream? Headman, no, be off. He says, no need, I don't want to listen. And look like a good fellow, keep to your backyard till the king departs. I will give you a fine gift if you behave yourself. And the village headman has a reward for him if he behaves properly. He says, be a good man and stand at the backyard. Don't come in the presence of the king. Don't come in front of the eyes of the king till the king leaves the village. If you behave properly, I am going to give you and I am going to award you a nice gift. Okay. Mara, another person has already given me the greatest gift any man could give. Shall I say who that person is? So Mara is saying, I have already got the greatest gift that man could give me, and I think that is more valuable than whatever gift you are giving. So can I tell who that man who has given me the gift is? Headman. Oh, who is that great man? So the village headman is surprised now. Who is that man who has given him the greatest gift? Mara. My father-in-law. Okay. My father-in-law is the greatest man who has given me the greatest gift, is what Mara tells the village headman. Now, the workmen laugh at this joke. So all of them are laughing because anybody would laugh when they say, my father-in-law is the greatest man who has given me the greatest gift. Alright. So the workmen laughed at this joke. Headman shouting in anger, stop laughing everyone. I will shave you. Okay, just a second. I will starve you all without work if I catch you again laughing at this fellow's mad prattle. Okay. I read it as shave. So he says, I will not give you any food. I will starve you all without, if you don't do proper work, and even if you're laughing at this madman's jokes and you are finding entertainment in his words, if you are not working and getting entertainment in this person, I will starve you. I'm not going to give you any food. Shut up. Come here, Bhima. He says, now shut up. Come here, Bhima, he says. Throw down your crowbar. I have another piece of work for you. Come here. He says, shut up now. You come here, Bhima. You forget all your crowbars. I have some other work for you. You come here. Bhima, yes, master, I have come. What is your command? So Bhima has come now. Bhima says, yes, master, I am there, right in front of you. What is your work? Please tell me. Headman, bind this fellow hand and foot and throw him into the cellar behind the old temple and keep him there till the day after tomorrow. Do you understand? So the order of the village headman to whom? To Bhima. To do what? Just as what he said before, that he is going to lock up Mara in the cellar and where? Near the old temple there, behind the old temple, and keep him there till day after tomorrow. Not today, not tomorrow, but the day after. So till 2 more days, keep him there because the king has to go. So he asks Bhima, do you understand my command? Bhima, yes, master, I understand. Okay. Headman, Mara, have a look at this giant. He says Bhima is now very hefty and a tall, well-built man. Okay, so my headman is saying, Mara, have a look at this giant. He can swing an elephant by its tail. So he wants Mara, are you looking at this huge hefty man right in front of me? He can take the tail of the elephant and rotate him. So have a care. So he says, be careful with this man Bhima. When he can take the elephant by its tail and rotate it like this, he can do anything to you. So you be careful is what the village headman is ordering Mara. Alright. If you try any tricks on him, he will crush you between his thumb and forefinger. So he says, if you go out of your way or if you do anything else, I'm going to crush you between your thumb and the forefinger, between his thumb and forefinger. Alright. See Mara's question. How did you manage to grow so fat? So Mara is surprised now. Mara asks Bhima, how did you manage to grow so fat and hefty and huge? Okay, Bhima, my mother gave me iron decoction when I was a baby and every dawn I run up the hill with a large grindstone on my back. It is a very big stone. You can't move it even an inch. All right. Now, what does Bhima have to say? He says, when I was a little kid, my mother gave an iron decoction. Okay, we do take, isn't it? When something goes wrong, we say, okay, this is this decoction and that is this decoction. So here it was iron decoction. When I was a baby, when he was a small baby, who is he? Bhima. He was a small baby. His mother did give him the iron decoction, and at every dawn, okay, every dawn, he used to going where? He used to run up the hill, and he used to have tied a large grindstone, okay, a grinding stone that is there on my back. So he had tied it over here, and with that weight, have you seen people do that? People do that, isn't it? They had this grinding stone tied up either to their stomach areas or their waist, and then or their backs, and then they run up because of the exercises that they would like to do. So this fellow, our Bhima, also used to do the same thing. He used to go up the hill at dawn and run, okay, for the strength. So he says it's a very big stone. He tells Bhima, you cannot even move it an inch. Forget about taking it up the hill. You cannot even move an inch of that stone. Headband. Here, don't answer his questions. Don't allow him to talk to you. The village headman is still angry. He says, don't allow him to ask any questions, and you don't answer his questions. Don't talk to him. Alright, Mara, why not? I too would like to grow fat and strong. He says, why don't you allow me to talk to him? Why are you stopping him from talking to me? I want to also grow fat and strong. I want to be very strong. If taking iron decoction and carrying grindstones uphill could make me strong, why should I not try it? He said, now Bhima has given him a solution, isn't it? That is iron decoction and the grinding stone or the grindstone. So Mara says, if he can do it, why can't I take iron decoction and run up the hill taking that grindstone, and with that, if it makes me fat and strong, why not I do it? Why should I not try it? He said, why can't I try it? Maybe you will not think of me mad then. So Mara tells, at least if I do that, taking iron decoction and running up the hill with the grindstone, at least then you will not consider me a madman, because your Bhima is also doing the same thing. If somebody is running with a grindstone, taking the iron decoction, you may consider them mad. But now, because your Bhima is doing it, even if I do, I will not be considered as a mad person. Alright. Okay. Bhima, you can't take the decoction now. Your mother should have put it into you before you were 10 days old. So he says, this is not the right time for you to take the iron decoction. When you were before 10 days old, that is within 10 days of your birth, that time your mother had to put it to you, and not now after you have become such a grown-up man. Headman. Bhima, don't you talk to him. He says, don't talk to him. Don't you see he is your prisoner? The village headman cannot control his anger because he is disliking Mara. So he says, why are you talking to that foolish man? Don't you know he is your prisoner? You must take him to prison now. Bhima, yes, I will be careful hereafter. But who will do my work here? So Bhima is now concerned. I will take him there. No problem, I will do my work. But who will do my work over here? So the headman, don't concern yourself with it. Headman says, don't worry about the things happening over here. I am there. Why am I there for? You will get your wages all the same. Perhaps a quarter more if you do this bit of work well. So the village headman is also giving him a certain kind of reward, saying, don't worry about the work that is going on here. I will give your wages properly. You will get a quarter of your wages also more if you do this work well. What is this work? This work is looking after Mara and putting him into prison and not allowing him to come till the day after tomorrow. Now take him away and sit over him till the evening of the day after tomorrow. Now what is Bhima's work? To take Mara to the prison there behind the old temple, the cellar, and Bhima also should sit with him. Mara should be inside the prison, Bhima should be outside the prison. Both have to sit there till the evening of day after tomorrow. Now this is a pathetic work that Bhima has to do, isn't it? Look after Mara sitting there outside the cellar. Both have to sit till the evening where? Till the evening of day after tomorrow. Drag him like an animal if, okay. Yeah, take him away. Drag him like an animal if he resists. So he says, you must take him away from here now. Drag him if he doesn't come like an animal and take him up till the cellar there behind the old temple. Okay. Mara, no, I won't resist. I will go on with him gladly. He says, no, I'm not going to say no, I'm not going to come. Nothing like that. I will go happily, I will go with him. Come on, I will tell you all about my dreams as we go. So he's telling Bhima, he's also happy now to go there. He says, Bhima, come, we will go, I'll tell you about my dreams. As we are going on the way, some stories have to be told, isn't it? Otherwise it's a boring journey. I'll tell you about my dreams. Come on, we'll go. Headman, Bhima, don't allow him to do that. He wants to talk to you and slip away while you're listening. So the village headman is warning now, saying that don't allow him to talk to you. What is he actually trying to do? He is going to tell all his dreams, he wants to talk to you and simply slip away from your hand while you're patiently listening. Now bind up his wrist together with your turban and drag him behind you. He says, remove your turban that's there, bind, okay, tie both his wrists together and take him along with you. Pull him behind from you and take him. Gag him if possible. That is good. Now it should quieten him. Now be gone. How a time has been wasted. Now swing your arms faster. You must have the path ready even before you have to work by lamplight after dark. So the headman says, a lot of our time is wasted now. You must, he tells Bhima, take him, drag him or do whatever you want, but you must take him till the day after tomorrow evening. Now he says, how our time has been wasted. A lot of time has been wasted between this foolish fellow. Now swing your arms, that is, get back to work faster. You must work faster, even if it means you working light lamp after dark is, even if it means working whole night, I want you to work because the path has to get ready for the king to arrive tomorrow. Okay, there we end our scene 1. Moving on to scene 2. It's the arrival of the king. This is tomorrow. Trumpets blowing, restrained cheer of crowds, etc. announce the arrival of the king. Suddenly there is confusion. As the king is about to pass under the tree, someone jumps down from its branches. A melody of voices crying, where did he jump from? Where did he jump from? Who is he? Who is he? Hold him. Alright? Okay, melody. So many people saying the same thing. Alright. Now, see students, I want you to remember, when I'm taking class, I want you to follow your copies. Otherwise, you will be simply wandering and not understanding what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Now, in the scene 2, we have the king already arriving. Trumpets are blowing. People are cheering. All happiness around. This environment of having the king with them. So they are announcing the arrival of the king. Okay, the king is arriving or whatever. Suddenly there is a confusion because there is a man who is sitting on the tree and he jumps down from the branches of the tree. So there is a confusion or a commotion there, and a lot of people are saying, where did he jump from? Where did he jump from? Who is he? Who is he? Catch him, hold him, or whatever. King, silence. Who is this man? He says, okay, be silent. I want to know who is this man. Answering voices. Your gracious majesty, this man. So he says, your gracious majesty, this man. They don't have any words after that. King, we will hear the man himself speak. So the king says, none of you talk, but I'll allow that man to tell who he is. Answering voice. Your majesty is unworthy of your majesty's notice. So one of the voices says, your majesty, He is not worthy to listen to your voice, or you are not, he shouldn't be right before you. He's unworthy. He's an unworthy person to have your notice or come in front of you, all right, in your presence. King. We will hear the man himself speak. Let him be brought forward. Now the king orders, I want to listen to that man. Let him come forward and talk to me. Bring him forward. The man is dragged before the king. So there is this man who has jumped from the tree. He is being dragged to the king. Who are you? Where did you drop from? So the king asks, who are you? Why did you jump like this from the tree? So who is that man? Our Mara. Mara, your gracious majesty, I am an unworthy dog, but I have a word to convey to your gracious ears. And after I have uttered it, I shall gladly allow myself to be trampled under the feet of the mighty elephant which bears your royal person. Okay, so Mara says, your gracious majesty, I want to say something. I know I'm an unworthy person, I'm a foolish person, I'm a mad person, whatever. He says I'm an unworthy dog, okay. Now, I have a word to convey. He says I have something to tell you and I want to put it in your gracious ears. Okay, your respectful ears is what I want to put these words before you. And after I have told all these words to you, I want you to happily allow myself to get trampled, okay, so that the elephant can set its foot upon me, the elephant can set its foot and crush me there, the mighty elephant which bears your royal person. Okay, the elephant which is your your asset, okay, which is bearing you, which takes you and others there, which is along with you, your gracious majesty. After I have uttered your words, allow that elephant of yours to trample me under my feet or crush me under the elephant's feet. King, where were you all this time? In the tree? He says, all this while where were you? On the top of the tree? Mara, yes, your majesty. I was there since the cock crew this morning. I knew the royal passage lay here. He says, yes, your majesty. I was there early in the morning from the time the cock crew. Okay, the cock crows in the morning. So the cock crew this morning. I knew the royal passage is going to come this way. King, waiting in a tree. You should have asked for an audience. He says, why did you want to wait in a tree? Why don't you ask for an audience who could look up to you standing on the tree and just jumping around when I'm coming? Mara. They stoned me at sight and commanded me to take myself out of the village. When I still appeared, they bound and threw me in a cellar. But the man who was my jailer, though a giant in appearance, has the soul of a baby. Okay. Now, he tells the majesty, the king, they stoned me yesterday. I was there here in this way, but they didn't like me over here. They told me bad words and they put me, the village headman, he doesn't refer to the village headman, but he says they commanded me to take me up to the cellar and lock me up there, okay. And the man who was my jailer, who was this jailer? Bhima. He says he is referring to Bhima and saying, though he was very giant and hefty and nice in appearance, but his heart and soul was like a baby. That is his innocence. He let me go when he heard of my dream and the command of the goddess. So Mara has shared his dream with whom? With Bhima. So after Bhima has heard the dream of Mara, he felt very happy and he let him go. Who let him go? Bhima let Mara go and see the king after he heard the dream of the goddess. And I slipped out unseen and climbed this tree and hid myself with its leaves, waiting and praying for your majesty's gracious arrival. So he says, I slipped and I escaped from there without, Bhima knew that he was going to come. So I escaped from there without the notice of any people who were there around here in this village. And I sat upon the tree, covering myself with the leaves, because I knew your royal majesty is going to come here and I was waiting for your presence. King, what do you want? He says, what do you want? Mara. Now listen to me, Most High. Where your majesty now stands is a sacred spot. So he says, Most High, your gracious majesty, please listen to me now. Where your majesty is standing, that's where are you, where you're standing is a sacred spot. The place that you're standing is a sacred spot. There once stood the great Hanuman on the day Lakshmana was wounded in the battlefield at Lanka and lay in a deadly faint. So he says, one day when great Hanuman on the day Lakshmana was Lakshmana was wounded on the battlefield at Lanka, in Lanka, and lay as a deadly faint, that time all this kind of things happened. Alright, guided by omens, Hanuman came here and there he went up the mountain in whose shadow your majesty is resting now. So he says, Hanuman was guided by omens and he came here, okay, and then he went up the mountain there in the place where you are staying now. There on its crest he found Sanjeevani, okay. When Hanuman went there on the crest of that mountain there, he found Sanjeevani that was there, alright, okay. He flew to Lanka with it and at its breath Yama's messenger fled and Lakshmana rose to his feet with a new life. Okay, now Hanuman took that Sanjeevani with him to Lanka and at the breath of it, like an amrit, okay, at the breath of it, Yama's messenger fled and Lakshmana, who was wounded there at the battlefield, he rose to feet, okay, he came to life, he got a new life. Such was the power of Sanjeevani, and where it grew there arose a stream. So where did he get that Sanjeevani there, okay, which gives you life, okay, everlasting life, Sanjeevani, something like that. So where he got that Sanjeevani at the crest of the mountain, there arose or there began a stream, which came down the mountain and now flows past your majesty's feet. It is called the Veda, okay. Now from there a stream has flowed down and then that flowing of the stream has come down from the mountain and it is coming through your majesty's feet and the name of that is Veda. I want you to remember that. Its water is very lifeblood of your majesty's humble subjects, okay. Now that water is what you are consuming and that is your life every day. Do the waters, okay, king, do the waters flow in all the months of the year? Mara. Your majesty, I am coming to it, wait. The water has flowed on since the day Hanuman took the Sanjeevani. So from the time Hanuman came and took the Sanjeevani, that was the day the water started flowing and still flowing. Its birth is in the fleeting mists of the mountain top and it dances its way through the rare flowers and forest which clothe the mountainside before it comes down to our village. So such a beautiful description, you see. After Hanuman took the Sanjeevani, the stream has started flowing. It's taking its birth in the fleeting mists of the mountain top. Okay, that pleasant atmosphere there, and it dances its way. That is, it's coming down through where? Through the rare flowers that are there on the mountainside, the forest which clothe the mountainside. That is, forests that are covered on the mountainside. It's dancing its way. It's coming down before it comes down to our village. So that's before it comes down to our village. It's dancing down through the forest, through the rare flowers and the morning mist. And what do? My lord, here I will repeat the command of the goddess. Now he says, what are we doing now? I am going to repeat to you what the goddess told me in my dream. Now you two listen carefully. I saw her in a vision as I lay in my hut. So he was sleeping in his hut and in a vision, in his dream, he saw this goddess. I had never seen her before. He had never seen her before. She stood before me. Her tresses flying in the wind. Her hair, okay, her hair locks that are there were flying in the wind. She stood before me. There were stars in her coronet. Okay, her crown, there were stars that were there. A ruby as big as the eyes of that elephant sparkled on her forehead for a red mark. Okay, a ruby that was there. It was so big as the size of the eye of an elephant, okay, sparkled on her forehead over here for a red mark. Her garment was of gold woven with lighting. The clothing that she wore was fully gold and it was shining. So keep that description in mind. A look at her and I knew it was the mother. So he said, I just looked at her and I knew she was mother. I fell at her feet and said, so he's fallen at her feet. Whose feet? The goddess's feet. And he has said, the river Veda which you see at the foot of the hill and from which you drink water is my very own plaything. So the goddess says, the water that you're drinking, the water that you're seeing coming down from the foot of the hill and from which you are surviving is mine, okay, my plaything. That is my, whatever I am doing, I am blessing it. It carries in its bosom the nectar which revives gods and nourishes mortals. So he says, now holding the baby close to the bosom is like this, okay. Now it says, the goddess says, I am carrying it close to me, okay, close to my body, and then the nectar which revives gods, the water that is flowing there from it is as pleasant as any everlasting medicine that you can give, okay, which revives gods. It replenishes gods and nourishes mortals, okay, even who are not alive, not dead, it also nourishes them, it gives them what they want. But when the summer sun bakes your soil, I keep my pet sheltered in the cool glades of the mountain, and then you die of drought. Okay, so she has said, that is my plaything, that is mine, that stream that I am flowing out for you, the water that you are drinking with is mine. Because I command it, it happens. Alright? But she says, when the summer sun bakes on your soil, when there is a lot of heat and when there is a scorching sun that is there, I keep my pet sheltered. Who is that pet? The water that is flowing, she says, it's mine. So she says, I keep it sheltered in the cool glades of the mountain. She doesn't let the stream flow down to the village when the sun is scorching bright or too sunny on that day. And then you die of drought. So she says, I am not letting that stream come down when your sun is scorching bright, and because the water doesn't flow down, you die of drought, okay, dry land that is there, lack of water. When summer ends and you have water again, you take what you want and allow the precious stream to dissipate and perish in the foul marshes far off. So she says, when the summer season ends and there is water all again, you can take what you want and you can allow that precious stream to flow and go off to far off places where it is spoilt of drought. I command you, she says, I'm going to command you something. Tell your king to build a tank and not to let Veda leave this village. Veda is the river, the water. She says, I command you to go and tell the king to build a lake so that Veda can be stored and not go away from the village. Give her a home. The goddess says, give the water a home. Give something precious like that a shelter. These were the words of the goddess. These were the words that the goddess uttered to whom? To Mara. And now Mara has repeated exactly as what the goddess said to whom? To the king. I have repeated them. Your majesty may trample me down under your elephant now. So as he told earlier, he said, after I finish uttering those words to you, majesty, you can put me down under or trample me down under the elephant's feet. King, far from it. You have the grace of gods upon you. Your words are weighty. When we return this way tomorrow, accompany us to the capital. So the king is very happy now. King wants to do the command of the goddess. And she says, he says, you have the grace of gods upon you. You have the blessing of gods. You can see the vision of God within you. So your words have a lot of weight. Okay, they have a lot of value. So what the king orders him to do, when we are going to come this way tomorrow, I want you to come and return along with me to the capital, to my kingdom. Mara. Forgive me, gracious one. I have only these rags to wear, and I am Mara the man. How can I follow your majesty to the capital? He says, I am a very poor man, I am a married man, I have only rags. That is, I have no proper clothing to wear, okay, all torn here and there. How can I come to your capital, or how can I follow you to the capital? King says, our command is clear. That is, I want you to come to the capital and I will take you. Mara says, I obey. Okay, all right. So, we'll stop at this. We have finished 2 scenes. To the 3rd, 4th and the 5th we will see in the coming classes. If you are interested, you can go further and read it. If not, you can wait for me to finish, no problem, anyhow will do. But how much ever we are finished, I want you to read it at least once. Only then you would get it thorough in your mind so that you can follow the next following scenes that are coming. I want you to get thorough with this because there is a connection of what's going to happen, what has happened here to what's going to happen next. So if you don't understand this, you won't understand that. Alright, so I want you to get ready reading how much ever we have finished. If interested, read more. I will be happy and appreciate you for doing it. If not, you can also wait for me, no problem. We will do it in the coming part in the next class. Thank you very much, students, for listening.